Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening to all of you. Thanks a lot again for joining this session. I'll be your host again with this topic that is a bit controversial, not very sexy, not very, let's say, attractive, but really, really necessary. And you will understand why, because it's a problem that is there and we'll have to face it at a certain point. So as usual, there's a Q&A section. You can write your questions down there. We'll address them during the session, or we can wait until the end and go through any remaining topic that is listed by you there. But overall, I would like to give you maybe a few more seconds, just in case you need to go for a glass of water, or for some more people to join, or if you are still setting up your screen and your notes as usual. And I will slowly start with the recap of the previous session, but I would like to introduce first this session that will be about fraud protection overall. Some good practices, how to understand this topic and how you can approach it so it's not going to be as dangerous as it sounds. But first of all, let's recap last session that was about affiliate engagement, one of my favorite sessions, and basically some good hints how to improve the affiliate engagement is to focus on what you can actually measure. Then, of course, pay attention to the behavior of the people, how they communicate, the tone, frequency, and so on. Set metrics that you can measure and track over time, so then you can see if there's improvement or not, because actually this is key for everything, to be able to understand if things are going better or worse. Then to plan your communication strategy with affiliates, are you going to have like a regular meetings or newsletter or no communication at all, and understand a bit the impact of that, of course. Plan events and activities. Some people do parties or live events, or they do like a little ceremony for promoting affiliates or so on. You can take all these things into account. Work on your transparency and incentives for the affiliates. So be clear. It's a good rule that we have overall across, I think, all sessions. And also be nice to work with, so people like to stick around with you. So if you do this and focus a bit on the affiliate career, let's say that they can grow with you, that will be a really good overall setup for the success of your program and affiliate engagement. But today we're going to focus on something that is a bit, let's say, a bit more controversial, not that nice to talk about. A typical seminar session run by some IT guys talking about fraud protection, and then you feel like, oh my God, like I'm in danger. I don't want to approach it that way. I would like to approach it more the way that what the scenario looks like. So we will be talking about some real examples, and then process that you can follow to reduce the risk, some good practices, and then some conclusions and next steps for you. So overall, thank you again for joining. It's 4:35 here in Prague, Czech Republic. I'm not exactly sure what time is over there, but we have around 40 minutes. So let's jump into the topic. First of all, I have about fraud protection, bad news and good news. So I think you can guess already that the bad news is that it's going to happen. You will experience suspicious clicks, fraud conversions, scam, people complaining about your affiliates. This is normal. I don't mean it normal in the way that we like it, but more in the way that it's part of like the percentage of interactions and clicks and conversions that you will experience. It's there. It affects almost every single program. However, the good news is that we can prevent it and we can control it in a very good way if we follow the right processes, because most of the scams, most of the frauds and so come normally because of a poor setup, because of a poor control over the program, and not that much because of the, let's say that these fraud activities are everywhere and we're always at risk. So first of all, I would like to share this first insight that very likely is going to happen to you. We have tools how to control it and prevent it. And overall, it's not that the danger is everywhere. And if we start an affiliate marketing program, there will be really bad results and we'll be scared all the time. But it's the same actually with the, any online purchase or so. Like there's some that you have to, for example, refund, reject. The customer gets really angry, something wrong goes on, and not everything is sweet always. There are some sour moments, but let's work on fixing those. So as I mentioned, you will experience it, but overall, it's a setup thing. It's not like one thing that it's fraud and I can turn on a magic button and it will disappear. It's a setup thing. With the right setup, following the right processes, controlling different areas of your program, very likely you have like little to no fraud or scam in your program, and that's the good news. Okay, now I would like to go a bit through what influences typically the fraud in an affiliate marketing program. First is how and who you recruit as an affiliate. For example, do you have any control mechanism? Do you know actually who you're recruiting? Do you have like too much freedom for people to join your program? Are you, for example, part of a difficult or shady industry where people are very, let's say, open to do some scam or take advantage of a setup? Then how quickly and easily someone can start? Is there any, let's say, control in between? Anything that you can do to make sure that people actually come into your program and learning about your business? Because understand this, once you're opening an affiliate marketing program, as we treated in previous sessions, basically you're creating a global sales team and you give them access to company information about your products, about your revenue, about margins, about how much money they can make, about your sales process, about your billing schedule with affiliates. So all this is information that someone smart can, draw some lines, build a map, and potentially take advantage of it. I will explain some real cases that we have. Not that we have it necessarily in Trackdesk, but that we have experience, working in affiliate marketing, some brought by customers that were running away from a different platform, telling us that this happened to them. So all of this is listed. Then also, what information the affiliates have access to. If you share too much and you're not careful and you're not conscious or aware of what you're sharing, meaning that, for example, I will explain some setups, but there are a few cases where people can actually take advantage of your billing schedule. And if you share too much information about this and how it works, could result into some fraud activity. Then how good setup you have. For example, on the checkout process on your website, if there's some sort of like fraud prevention there, in the offer itself, in the rules and what is allowed and what is not, if there's some sort of like a fraud, thoughts or insights when it was built and so on. We'll go through that. Also, who from your team controls the data and the reports? Is there's normally like some sort of control of, okay, these people are generating me clicks, these people are generating me conversions. I see that this guy is generating me like only fraud conversions. Like, why is he still part of the program? Why haven't I, for example, jump on a call with that person? What is your communication with affiliates? Do you have, for example, you also let them know like you're proactively working towards preventing like any type of scam and you want like everything to be transparent or so? Or do you have like zero communication, or you only jump into some communication when there's an issue? So this is also something to keep in mind. It's good overall to be proactive in these things. And as well, what type of alerts you monitor on your program. Do you monitor any? First of all, what alerts can you monitor? We'll go through that later. But overall, first insight about fraud alerts, it's something that you will experience. It's something that you can prevent. There's these things, this list of things that typically influences influence if there will be a scam or not on your program or some fraud activity, and we can do things to prevent it. So we'll go through those. And how do you react to issues? Well, I left it there. But for example, some people are like very, let's say, impulsive in reacting to this, and they block everything and they start changing stuff. Sometimes it's better to, like react a bit slower, like gather more information before making some actions, because also that tells a lot about your program and how people will in the end see you and your program, and will communicate with you when some issue happens or so. Okay, so let's check some real examples. Typically, these examples are gathered on demo calls that we had hundreds of those, and people come telling us like, hey, I need some protection because this happened to me in the past. Or I saw or I work in this program, this happened, I'm launching a new program, I want to know if this is available because it can help me have like a good setup. What have you seen in terms of fraud? For example, a poor setup. Imagine you have a setup where you pay per lead. You didn't really think it through, and you say like, hey, I want to capture leads, so I will pay like, I don't know, $5 per lead. And then you have an affiliate saying like, oh, but actually this is quite easy. I just ask every member of my family to submit, fake leads, and I'll be making money. This actually happens. Or, for example, you have a pay per lead of up to unlimited. So basically the same lead, I don't know, Alejandro Albi, for example, can be submitted 20 times in a row, and it will always go as approved, and I will always pay for it. That's a poor setup, because then it's not only about the setup itself, because it's also connected to how I control the data afterwards. But overall, a poor setup, typical mistake, pay per lead, there's very little control over it. And this is one of the complaints, that in the end, people get more money out of fake leads. Then having some bots, ads, or people just clicking, submitting, buying low quality volume, they generate so much traffic or so much noise that it's hard in your system to mark what is fraud or what is problematic, or which transactions have to be canceled or mark as fraud or reject. So then, due to volume, it's just noise, and it generates like a noisy, disorganized atmosphere in your program. Reports are a mess. You're able to control some of the fraudulent activity, but not everything. So typically, I would say I see this more in like industries generating lots of clicks, like for example, porn or e-commerce. I don't know, there are some industries that people just see something and they click very quickly. And this is very easy to set up some ads and attract their own traffic. And sometimes if you don't describe well that you want certain type of traffic and with certain quality, people just go the easy way, set up bots, set up ads, and basically cheat. Visit automation. We see that there are bots of different kinds. And in some cases, people pay per click, and the click, for example, only reacts once a day. So then you set up visits every day, daily, with a bot from different sources, different IP address or so. This also is possible. So then it's also connected to the setup. If you're paying per click, how much information you give about this to your affiliates and so on. Then conversions happening too quickly. And this is also, a bit suspicious at least. Someone will click in the affiliate link, sign up in 5 seconds and buy. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily fraud, but it means that at least it's suspicious. Like typical process is that the person takes a bit more time. They go to the website, they navigate the options, they unless they're really in a rush and they just saw the product a bit cheaper, it's very rare that they will just go click and buy it. So if you have a, let's say, e-commerce store and you're certain that your product is very demanded and you have a very good price or shipping conditions or something, and you're used to people just going and buying quickly, no problem. Maybe this is normal. But in other industries, could be really suspicious. Billing information, commission per sale. So this one is quite interesting because I saw it a few times and people don't realize that this is because of their setup and they blame it on fraud. So basically, I mean, it's still a bit of fraud. Basically, I, for example, pay to my affiliates on the first day of the month for the previous month. But I have some sort of like 7-day policy for returns and refunds. So the affiliates realize this and they set up with some friends or with some automations or so, lots of purchases to be done in the last 2-3 days of the month. Then they get paid and then they get refunded. So instead of waiting for those 7 days after the end of the month to do all the refunds, cancellations, and everything, and only after that, paying to the affiliates only for the approved conversions, some people just pay too quickly and then they realize like, oh my God, this in the end was refunded, this was rejected, this I had to cancel, this 20 were fraud, and then they start realizing that they made a mistake. So typically, it's good to have a billing schedule that will be in line with your internal processes with the purchase and so on. And there's another one that is a scam coming from the side of the admin. So someone is experiencing affiliate marketing, someone is experiencing marketing, someone sets up a fake website with some very easy to sell product, attract lots of affiliates, runs a campaign to launch it, attract lots of people, generate sales, and then they disappear. Website is closed, the person never appears anymore, and so on. Unfortunately, we had a few of these cases in Trackdesk. So we notice normally when the affiliates start writing to us like, hey, where's this guy? And that's really, really bad, let's say, emotion and moment for us, because we realize like, well, we're spending so much time, energy, resources in building a great tool for, normal people, like transparent, fair people to run their affiliate programs. And then there's these guys who will just come and create a mess in the platform, disappear, and create not only bad reputation, but also negative emotions around the platform, affiliates with problems. Many times we're not able to help with this. Also because of GDPR, we cannot necessarily like share these personal details with affiliates. So what we do is that we contact the admin, we try to fix it, we try them to come back to finalize the sale, then we close the account. Or if we see that the setup is done in that way, because we start recognizing them, we alert the admin like, hey, are you gonna do this or that? Or can we jump on a call? If there's no communication, we just close the account. We understand that if your account is legit and everything is correct, you will have no problem coming to us, and we will unlock it immediately and you can continue. But otherwise, we don't want to have scammers in Trackdesk taking advantage of us and taking advantage of affiliates around our community. So I just wanted to alert and let you know about that. We're monitoring this. We're monitoring it, like from time to time. It's not that on every single account we're like trying to find the mistakes. So just feel free to run your program safely. It's just in case we see something suspicious, we'll contact you. In case there's no answer, we'll probably take some actions from our side. Okay, now let's jump into a bit different part of the fraud let's say, protection is which process can you follow to reduce the risk of having fraud activity on your platform. First one is understanding how you recruit affiliates. Who are these affiliates and who are you letting into your platform, let's say. So what's the process? I think at certain point, all of us would like to have like very open program, people will sign up and so, but it's good to at least try to target a profile and try to target, let's say, legit companies and people. We can discuss what will be the best practices for that, because then you can make some changes on your landing page, how you phrase things, the terms and conditions, and that it sounds like a transparent business, but at the same time, like under control. Overall, it's about a bit like the process, how you present this information to the affiliates, but I will pay more attention on this point, which is how you onboard the affiliates. And for this, let's jump into the platform, because I would like to show you how these things look on the platform. So onboarding affiliates. And I didn't change the logo here, so I'll just do that quickly. Save, I'll close this. Okay, let's continue. So onboarding affiliates. What can you do to onboard affiliates in a safe way? Trackdesk, settings, you have here affiliates, access. The first thing that you can do is here, moderating the access, which is part of the onboarding. Do you want to have everybody just, subscribing to your program, becoming an affiliate and jumping directly into the platform, or will you prefer to moderate that access? If you want to let everybody in and not to have this on, not to moderate the access, then do you want to have all the offers public offers? Do you want to have them as public, or do you want to, for example, have them as private so people can log in, come to your platform, then you take a look, for example, how they work with the public offers that are low risk, but once they want to move to let's say better offers, you either have them in apply to run, which I think is part of enterprise only, or private, which is part of starter or business. That's one thing. Then the other one is, how are you going to onboard the affiliates? In customization, you have the possibility of adding a message for affiliates. So unless you create your own landing page with a welcome message and explaining your program, you have this possibility of adding a message here, like, welcome to my program, is this and that. I'm looking for, you can say it like the way, I'm looking for organic traffic. I'll pay 20% commission. I want to work with affiliates in this industry. So you can, if you want to be like a bit more, let's say, picky and more like segmenting the people at this stage, you can add that type of welcome message. But overall, I would recommend you to, in the affiliate registration data, to add some control questions. I will explain. Once you add new affiliates, typically, they have to use this form: full name, work email, password. On freemium plans, you cannot change this. On starter and up, you can change this and you can add more questions. And these questions will allow you to have some control over the affiliates. So customization, affiliate registration data. So for example, how some people use it here is like, what is your main channel? How do you bring traffic? What is your location? What is 2 + 2? Like anything that will be like a way for you how to somehow decide if the affiliate is legit or not, could be added to this and then will be shown here as additional questions during the setup process. So for example, let's activate, for example, audience required. Let's save it. And now if okay, for some reason, maybe I need to or take some time. Or maybe I have to fill out my information first. Actually, I never done this process with the custom questions, but well, it should be there, guys. It should be there, I promise. Well, never mind. You can customize this, and then the questions will show in the registration form. But that's another way. When people sign up, you can see in affiliate list the answers to the questions and basically enable or disable the traffic, disable the access to the platform. Alerts. We can activate alerts. So I will explain. You can go here to settings, customization, integrations, affiliates, fraud prevention. So then you can have alerts. If you want to have, let's say, some pop-ups telling you that something is suspicious or not. What are the alerts that we monitor in Trackdesk? Are these 4. If a user visits more than 5 times per week with a same IP address, so it means that it's not someone that is like typically deciding between one product or another one. It's probably some automation. If a conversion is created too quickly after the click is created, so affiliate understood that there's a glitch in your system and they create the conversion quickly just to take advantage of some payout, discount, or reimbursement. If conversion is being created from a suspicious click, so we have a click happening, for example, too quickly, too many times, and so on, and then the conversion is created on top of that, there's an alert. And if the billing details of affiliate are the same as billing details of a different affiliate, so basically the affiliate is generating like potentially creating MLM out of himself, so he's like sub-affiliate of himself and he's generating traffic and he's generating like double commission. You see the commission from the MLM child plus the additional commission that will give to the parent affiliate. So those are the accesses that we have, and you can see them at an affiliate level. So affiliate register from a duplicated ID or so. Then you will see this at a report level in clicks and conversions. I must say that these are alerts. This means that we're not blocking automatically things in the system. So then it's also for you to understand how you're going to work with this. And I will share for this some good practices. So what I would do here, first of all, activate the right setup, right? So I will come here. I would customize the message for affiliates. I will customize the sign-up form. I will make sure that I want to have questions and everything, in the way that I want for affiliates to register. Once they log in, I would like to moderate their traffic, disabled, enabled. Traffic, it means basically if I'm accepting their clicks and conversions, and the status, it means if I allow them to have access to the platform or not. Pending typically is when they register and I haven't approved them. Enable, it means they have access. Disable, it means they don't have access. And the same with traffic, they can have access to the platform, but I'm not allowing their traffic to come in because their traffic, for example, is bad. And I need to block it for like a week until I have a call with this person and figure out what happens. So that will be my setup. Then daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, I'll be checking my clicks. If there are too many alerts, I will start seeing like, okay, I have too many red alerts here. Let's see if, if this is coming from all of the affiliates or just one. It's coming from just one. So then I would like to monitor this activity a bit more. So then I'll come to the clicks. For example, filter. Okay, I need to figure out which affiliate was it. So it's this affiliate second. Yeah. Yeah, it's this. Okay, I cannot copy that, so I will copy the affiliate second. And then I'll come here to clicks I will filter, and I'll filter general, and I'll filter referral IDs. Well, I have it here. Affiliate second, save. Let's see, okay. Okay. Only one click with some suspicion, let's say last 30 days. Okay, actually there's more. So what's going on with this person? He's generating suspicious clicks from different places. Okay, clicks are fine. I don't know. I don't have issues with these clicks. I move on, but I'm a bit more worried about conversions. So let's see about the conversions. Then I see that many conversions are having some fraud alert, and they're all from tenant affiliate, tenant affiliate, tenant affiliate, tenant affiliate. I can also do here the filter, general, ID, tenant affiliate. Okay, I can see the fraud there. So then what is common between this? Okay, all of them happen at the same time, all of them from the same country, all of them from apparently same everything. And well, so then there's something here I don't like. Maybe this is happening, I don't know, for a second time in the month. So then I will come here to affiliates and take another look, like, okay, so this person is probably generating some fraud, let's say, activity. I will contact them. I have here access to their information, so registration data. You can ask them for more additional, I don't know, phone number or so. Then you can see account details, for example, the login email and so, and I will try to contact them. Let's say that this situation is a bit more serious and I need to take some actions. What I can do is, in the meantime, to, for example, disable their traffic, because I want to have this a bit more under control. So I disable the traffic, then I try to set up a call, they don't answer. Okay, so maybe I cannot work with this affiliate anymore. I will leave it in pending, for example, restricted access to the platform until I'm able to figure out what's happening with this person. Typically, we didn't allow the affiliate to be just deleted before, because we needed to give this information in case, this person registers again with different email address, but it's the same information. So all of this we wanted to keep in the system to generate more alerts. However, we have now the possibility of just deleting them. So that's up to you. I wouldn't. I would just disable them and keep them in the database, because I would like to keep the information of the people who actually caused me some trouble in the past, and I don't want to work with them later in the future. Okay, so that's a bit the process I would recommend based on our experience, based on what we discussed with other admins. So then think a bit, what would you do in this case? So other things that you can do is to check, like, for example, okay, I'm getting like really, really bad affiliates. Then I need to change my onboarding process, or I need to change my landing pages or my training process, or I need to moderate the access and really have a little call, a quick call with all of them before I make them part of the program. Or I need to hire someone with a bit more experience to filter the people for me and to potentially recruit and find better affiliates. But overall, if you're facing that situation, at least with the reporting, with the tools that you have in Trackdesk, you know that there's a few actions that you can take in order to keep your account safe. So, conclusion about this topic. The first is be clear about the rules. Something I didn't show, but I can show now, is that typically in offers, you have the possibility of adding description and restrictions. And this is also a good place for you to add more details about your program. For example, what is allowed, what is not, organic traffic from these locations. You can restrict some things, for example, by channels, devices, and even locations. For example, region, North America, Europe, or so. So this is something that you can also control from here. Then I will focus on set up the right processes. So I will go through all my setup. Okay, like, for example, how are people buying? How are people getting paid? Like, is there any weird overlap that will cause, for example, a space or create a space for affiliates to potentially do some fraud activity? Be proactive in taking measures. So put yourself in the scenario that something will go wrong here and there. what are you going to do? How can you fix it? So you can do these things before they happen. Then talk to your affiliates. So normally I would say it's not good practice just to exclude people unless they're really making a mess. Unless you see that there was, instead of affiliate, you have a bot and the bot is just generating a mess in your platform, it's better to just talk to the person. Correct any issues in the process. So for example, you see that the registration page, in this case, was not working. I need to fix that. But you might need to fix, for example, your billing schedule. Enable the alerts. And of course, monitor your program continuously. That's a good practice and something that normally people forget about. They want to have everything running like autopilot, and that's possible to a certain extent, but not possible for every single case. You still need to monitor if the things that are happening in your program are legit, are good quality or not. One more thing I wanted to show here about the reports is that in conversion status, like typically this is marked or changed automatically from Stripe, from WooCommerce, or the integration that we generate. But you can also come here manually and mark it as fraud. So if that's the case, it will not be part of the payouts. That's why I recommend to. Okay, I need to change that because now it's marked as approval again. Because it will not be part of the payouts. So that's why I recommend you to have like this gap or window after the month is over. Your, I don't know, refund policy is 7 days, to wait 1 extra day before you start paying. And now let's go to next steps for you. So after this call, I would recommend you to go and check the onboarding process that you have in Trackdesk. For example, in terms of terms and conditions, offer description, the registration process, the registration message, everything that will help you customize the experience and the agreement that you have with affiliates. So check the landing page where they sign up, the terms and conditions, if you have the moderation on or off, and what is the first things that is in the platform, for example, in terms of offers, if there's any information about what is allowed or what's not allowed. Then activate the alerts, of course, so you can have this red pop-ups that will help you make some decisions, and moderate the access if needed. Moderating the access is optional. I would say that many of our customers prefer to just have it open, and if they see any problem, they block it. But they don't want to make the process too difficult for new affiliates. So they prefer to just have it open, start working with it. If I see any issues, I will give you a call, or I will just block your access in the meantime. So for example, a good practice is to write in the terms and conditions that and the terms and conditions you can modify on starter plan and up. You can write there that in case of suspicious activity, your account, your traffic will be disabled until you're able to align on a call on the next steps. Write good descriptions in terms and conditions and in the offer as well. So good description in terms of like what is allowed, what is expected in your program in the offer level. So meaning here, offer level, you come to offer, as I was showing you, offer level here, description, restrictions, you can really explain better, and you can add links and you can add videos, for example, to show your program and so. And on the other hand, on the terms and conditions, that will provide you with the basics, but you can always edit this from starter and up in the plans. Then set up a payouts scheme and schedule to prevent issues. So make sure that you're not falling into the trap of the approved leads that will be paid automatically, and then you're incentivizing the affiliates to use bots, for example, or that you will pay at the right time, so you're not paying for things that will be refunded, canceled, and so on. It can happen in the future, of course. But the more you can reduce this, the better. And lastly, good advice from my side, test your flows. So test, I'm an affiliate coming on this day of the month, coming here, doing this, buying the product. Then like what happens is if I submit again, for example, the form, again, a new lead, again, same email address, and I still registering to pay. Then I have to change the frequency to once, not to unlimited. Then I buy but I have like really poor safety measures or like security in my checkout. And anybody can, for example, change in the URL the amount and potentially, I don't know, like generate like a bigger commission. Okay, these are extreme cases, but test your flows. Test it and see if everything goes as expected. Typically for simpler business, this is not the issue. It's when things are a bit too complicated and you use like very custom tools and so on, that something might not work as expected. And if you haven't checked really how you have the setup in Trackdesk in terms of the offer and so on, then I would recommend you to do it, test it, retest it, and see that everything works as expected. So other than that, we're done for today. And next week, we're gonna be closing the academy. So we'll be going through the last session, which is closing, conclusions, and Q&A. And basically, it's gonna be like a wrap up of all the topics that we have been discussing. Let's say best practices per session. So like a good summary of everything with some statistics and some numbers and some conclusions that I would like to share with you. So it's overall a good session to join because it will be like a bit lighter, not necessarily like diving deep in every topic, but a bit lighter, and will give you like a better like overview or flow of where to go and how to start. And we have this new saying in Trackdesk that we have 3 phases in an affiliate program. The first one is to start, to launch, to start, to be able to track the click conversions and everything. The second one is to scale, when you need to attract more affiliates, adjust the offer, start paying, creating better materials and so on. And the last one is to automate, when you need to have everything running smoothly, more people coming, you focus on the affiliate career and so on. If you, to answer the questions here on the chat, so if you are on this session, that this is where you access all of the sessions, and you scroll to any, you should be able to watch the recording if you're logging to Zoom. Basically, if you come here and you're not logging in Zoom, it will ask you to log in. And then after you log in, you're able to rewatch the sessions. And one thing I will do at the end of the sessions, so after next week, I will send again all the materials and all the like the access to the recording, so you can potentially check it there. So overall, that's it. We're on time, and thanks a lot for the interaction, for the attention, for the time. I know it's been a long journey, so I hope that you are able to get some good outcomes out of this and will take advantage, and your programs will be better after this academy. And see you next week on the wrap up, good practices and best insights that we went through this academy of 9 sessions, 8 so far. So thanks a lot. Have a nice rest of the day, and see you in 1 week. And remember that every Tuesday we have the getting started sessions, which is a live demo that you can join anytime, and we go through the new releases, new tools in Trackdesk, how to navigate the platform, how to use it, set it up, and so on. So if you're a bit lost, you can also go to those. So thanks a lot, and see you next week. Bye-bye.